points from the bench, in large part because of that man right there. Many can argue that he is the best player off the bench in the all of BAL and possibly Africa, and maybe even rivaling the best player on their team.
You've set the pace already, you've set the tone. We complete this tenacious trio with our eyes and ears in the arena from across the border in Uganda. Top African sports journalist Usher Komugisha. Now, Usher, do you expect a Rwandan revenge or a Tunisian one-way traffic?
Well, this is the biggest game for the Patriots, who have played only for 7 years. They've been in existence, youngest team at the tournament. Many will say that they have overachieved, but tonight against US Monastir, they face an uphill task.
Here we go then with Prince Bay getting the first points on the scores, on the doors there with Patriots. Lots of supporters here, a few Tunisian fans as well, as the ball goes back out to Majok, who tries to find those two. The South Sudanese player playing a big game in their last encounter, which enabled them to battle their way through to this semi-final. Also, excellent block there, and I told you, he is very dangerous, that man Majok.
Oh, he's going to cover up the rim. Know that, and defense is very important to him. You got to be careful if you want to try to finish with him on the court.
Ben Romdan takes the ball. Oh my word! A statement is being made. You can see that Sliman's going, Ben Romdan's going, we're lifting the roof off this place tonight. Well, they need to have a team coming up against them who plays the same game, who throws absolutely everything at these Tunisian giants, including the washing machine.
Well, you mentioned Ben Romdan. He arguably is the best player on this continent, and he plays at such a pace, Robbie, and he's never in a rush. Takes his time. He can pass, he can shoot, he can dribble. He's the guy they'll have to stop today.
That's a sumptuous charge through. Majok gets the rebound back out to Ben Romdan, and he tries to find the three from downtown, picked up by Abada once again as they start once again retrieve themselves. Shot clock down to 3, needs to go for the points, and that's the way to do it, young man. A fine 3-pointer to lift them up to 5-2.
Omar Abada, now some people think he's the best point guard on the continent. He's going to have to show that today, because you got a hungry Patriots team that is here to show they belong.
Well, that's a really good turnover, isn't it, from US Monastir. Ben Romdan and then Sliman getting involved. Crikey. And it was Brandon Costner losing the ball. Gassano out wide, good chance for them to get 3. And there's your 3 coming in from the marvel Gassano, who played some extraordinary basketball in their quarterfinal.
And all the way from Texas, from the Dallas area. Gassano can put it up and put it in the basket. They will need his offense all game long.
What did you take from the two coaches' team talks just coming into it? We managed to pick their brains, Lance. What did you get from that?
Well, I got from Monastir, they know that this is a so-called David and Goliath situation, as Gassano steps right into the 3. And then, of course, you got Abada knocking down a 3 of his own. And look at the feet movement right there, and the block at the rim. Sagamba is going to have his work cut out if he thinks he's going to be able to finish with Majok on the floor. I'm going to come back to those coaches, buddy. I'm going to give you the will here for this call.
I think we need it, don't we? There's a good chance for 3 once again from El Mabruk. The brains, they call him, unable to get his 3 on that occasion.
We got a 5-5 game. Clearly, the Patriots are not just happy to be here. They want a victory. And it looks like it with the level of intensity and focus here early.
Well, that's a wonderful, sumptuous, very smooth, silky smooth, velvet smooth, call it what you like, Prince Bay, with a nice touch there to get 2 and push them ahead.
Well, Texas connection is working well for the Patriots so far, with eBay also, the Dallas area kid, who is a Longhorn.
Oh, bring on the Longhorns. Longhorns.
Yeah.
The Longhorns are in the house.
And in truth, I've seen eBay a lot of his career, namely in college. This is the best stretch of basketball I've ever seen him play. He's been quite impressive the entirety of this BAL championship run that the Patriots are on.
26 years of age, actually born in London in the UK, Rwandan national team player as well, but obviously spent a lot of time in the States. A big player for a big game.
And Nigerian as well, so he's got a lot of connections ethnically.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of passports.
Yeah.
There's the attempt to try and charge through and make the pass. Kasana draws the foul, and a little bit of a success rate. I think what we need to look at, look at that guy there. He is just, he's your man, isn't he? And you talked about the possibility of him fitting in one of the very few and lucrative places in the NBA, of course. Arak G, an amazing player from Beirut, Lebanon. What a player to have on the bench.
Yeah, well,
Oh, no, it's just not possible. That is an absolute beauty of a three-pointer from not downtown. Look at that. Where did that come from?
D knocked it down. He made Slyman pay a cost for going under that screen and leaving the hands down. When the hands are down, Robbie, you can get what's called dotted in the eye. That's a eye dot is what that is. Right through the bullseye.
I had to get my binoculars out to actually spot him. He was so far downtown. Here we have Sliman back to that man, Abada. Abada gets a little bit of space, goes for the two-point mid-range shot, back off the ring. Nicely done. Good rebound there from Prince eBay, who will have a role to play in defense just as well in an attack, of course. Kasana back out to the middle. It's a good opportunity for a three-point shot from way downtown from Kostner. Back off the metal. Watch out for Ben Romdan. Here they are very dangerous. Oh, he's knocked over Costa, and that's going to be an offensive foul. And he's not happy about that, is he? And he needs to be careful with his back chat there, of course.
Wow, that was a great job by Kostner selling that. He had his feet set outside.
Cemented down, weren't they?
Yeah, just outside of the charge line. And the big fella gets a foul called against the best player, Ben Romdan.
Yeah, the coach just having a couple of words, as you can see, of course, Munir Ben Sliman. And there's Kostner going down, and there's a little bit of a verbal reaction, which makes sense, of course. It's a big play, and a good opportunity here. Nearly losing the ball. They need to be very careful, but now is a good opportunity for the Patriots to push forward. Gasana, they got a 6-point lead here.
Well, this is key, the execution in this half of the first quarter. They're doing a good job of taking their time, finding people, and think they may have a mismatch here with Slyman on the much smaller Sagamba, who misses the runner. It ends up being not only a shot clock violation, but a travel. Yeah. He got it on the other side.
Yeah, he was. But look what Sliman was doing. I think that was pretty impressive. You know, he's just like doing the albatross wings. You know, left, right, impossible to get past. We'll get back to that after a small break. Monastir of Tunisia 5, Patriots Rwanda 11. Welcome back here to the Kigali Arena. US Monastir 5, Patriots, the local team 11. It's a good, strong start for the Rwandan team. Usher is going to bring us a little bit of extra insight. Usher, can you hear me?
Well, yes, I can tell you that the Patriots fans are desperate for a victory tonight, and they're backing their team all the way throughout the game. Good start by the Rwandan champions. They're looking good. Do you see them winning this one, Robbie?
Well, it's a big call, isn't it? I think the domination of the Giants from Tunisia, of course, have made us really look at them as being, you know, a tip-top team who are capable of going forward, as we see Prince eBay going off. I think they've got everything. They've got everything on the bench, off the bench. They've got changes of tactics as well. It'll be difficult for the Patriots, but who knows? They're getting better and better after each game.
As Zapata gets that finish, you're exactly right. You asked about the coaches. Coach Alan Major for the Patriots, he said, hey, it's 5-on-5. He doesn't look at it like a total mismatch. He talked about them just being down by 7 with 7 to go last time these two played as Costner misses the 3 ball. And that game ended up 91-75. The Patriots lost, but the score in their mind was not indicative of how the game could have gone. They felt it was in the balance late.
Yeah, no, that's it. And, you know, if you actually look at the different quarters going through, you know, they weren't outplayed as much as maybe the scoreline suggested. So you're absolutely right, lads. So it is 5-on-5. It's as simple as that. Discipline is going to be important, I think. You can't lose any of your players, and you can't turn... you can't turn over the ball. You've got to really be careful. You've got to keep possession, take your plays, you know, to the front line, and really try and get the points each and every time.
Yeah, and Monastir's good at taking care of the ball.
Look at that. Majok is just colossal in the air like that.
Yeah, he's so dangerous on both ends. He's good at finishing around the basket, but he's also good at cleaning things up defensively.
Oh, that's a wild pass, isn't it? You saw Sleeman, and now this is kind of the kind of moments that can get underneath the skin of these guys, because, you know, that's a wonderful block there by Majok. I mean, you know, unreal, basically.
Yeah, and my research tells me of late and in their practices and whatnot, they've been a little bit chippy with one another, namely that man there, Majok. And I think that's just nerves in a big game like this.
Well, they just have the ball turned over there. Abada doing the business. Ben Rondan coming to the assistant. Ball comes back out. Good opportunity here as Elmer Brook gets the ball out to Abada. Wonderful hands, wonderful smooth passing, and a fine finish indeed. Look at that. The screaming Abada knows that was a key score.
It was, and I like the reaction after. You think this game doesn't matter? They walked themselves right back into this game. Monastir making big plays on defense and taking their time offensively.
Here is Jean-Jacques for 3 points. It's a delightful score there, and that one's for everybody. That's a big score that's taken them 5 points ahead.
Yeah, and that's huge for Jean-Jacques. And don't forget, they also have another one, Mugabe, who can make long balls as well. So the Patriots are not deficient. There's a reason that they're in this game, Robbie, and I think Monastir knows that. You have to respect what they bring to the game. The other thing, even though Majok cleans things up on the defensive end, I think you have to recognize Costner, Bush, and eBay as a group. In some ways, they're a bigger team up front.
They sound like a band with the way that they roll off your tongue there, lads. Brilliant. Costner, eBay, and Bush.
Oh, man, you should be my agent, buddy. I'll tell you that much. That's been run done.
We can talk afterwards, okay?
I bet we can.
Here we go with Patriots moving forward. It's a lost ball. It's a turnover ball. Ben Romdan, he does so well. He even had he had time to wink at his fans in the stands, check out the defender coming behind him, and still lay the ball up. That was just rude.
Yeah, he's poetic. As Kasana gets fouled out high.
Important score as well, that one.
No, that was no good, but Ben Rondon, he's so good at taking his time, and that's a skill, making and finishing layups, as many as we've seen missed, and he has that skill. Just such a fun basketball player to watch.
We've got to change off the bench. We've got Arakji, of course. We know how talented he is. There he is, such an important part of this machine, this Monastir machine that's working so well. And the ball picked up by Bush Wamakuta, who's from Kenya. Out wide to Sagamba. There's a good chance for a mid-range jump shot, but the jumper comes to nothing.
Well, you'll take it. Anytime you can get a shot with Sagamba shooting a 15-footer like that, you'll live with the result.
The tape measures out for Lance Blanks once again. Ball comes back out, and there's your foul. And it's a defensive foul. He's looking around, a little bit mystified there, Jean-Jacques. Looked in the replay.
Well, there you see, that's a poor closeout. Abada taking advantage of it. They're already in the bonus.
Abada doing the the business from the free throw line. It's we're all square now, 14 points apiece. The Patriots coming in really quickly. I think that was exactly what the coach Ben Sliman said of US Monastir. He said, we're expecting them to come out quickly. They've done exactly that. So with 1:20 left on the clock, Lance, I think that we can most definitely say that US Monastir have
read the situation very well.
Yeah, they did. They adjusted. Obviously, the defense was great with Majak cleaning things up around the basket. And did we have a lane violation, by the way? Because that kind of went right by me.
Yes.
We did have a lane violation. Okay.
And we can see that there's another change. Abada goes off, and he has been replaced by El Mabrouk.
It's good ball movement, and Bush takes the three. He can make those. He's a much better player when he allows the offense to come to him instead of searching for buckets.
Well, it's a shot. The alley-oops is an absolute stormer there coming in from Majok. Just lay it up for him, and he'll do the rest.
Yeah, especially when everybody on defense is in no man's land. No stoppage of the ball, and nobody on the biggest leaper for Monastir and Majok. That ends with a dunk in somebody's face.
There's a chance there for 3 points from Bush. Suamukota off the metal. Ben Romdan out wide is Rakji.
Rakji calling for the screen of Majak. He comes hard off of these screens and goes downhill extremely well.
Oh, that's just skimmed the outside of the metal there. Picked up by Kagame.
Well, we talked to Majak. He made a big three last game, and we asked him about that. He said, hey, do your homework. I can make those threes. So look for him to not shy away from that shot, Robbie, if he gets another clean one.
It just means another feather to his bow, I suppose, isn't it? He's just got everything. It's the end of the first quarter, and it's game on, I think, you know. US Monastir, we can see the little replay before we take a little break. That's just, it's monstrous, isn't it? What a brilliant player he is underneath the basket, defensively, but also offensively.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you have a guy that big, that long, who jumps that well, and he can catch and finish, it's just a huge luxury. Is the word you've used sumptuous that I picked up on?
It's a nice word.
That's a great word. It's sumptuous to have a guy like that break. You can just lob it up to him. More importantly, on the defensive side, though, you've got to stop the ball, Robbie. We're going to start a camp here in Africa called Stop the Ball, because if you don't do it, these guards can find people in the right places, be it the corner, on the box, or sumptuously throw it up to a guy like Majak.
There you go. You've heard it from the man. 16 points for US Monastir, 14 for the Patriots. And to be honest with you, I think it's a great situation. And Lance, we have basketball royalty in the house.
Yes, we do. We got royalty, and we also got a video talking about this man here, B.J. Johnson, who is a dear friend and a dear brother. I've known him since I was in high school, and unfortunately we lost him. And Robbie, we're not talking about just a person. I mean, he was someone who was loved by many around the world, and he touched so many lives, and I'm just honored that the BAL is taking this moment to acknowledge him and acknowledge his life. His wife is here, or his widowed wife, Claudette, is here, and she's here to celebrate. There she is with her mask on, the blue mask there, sitting, watching, about to get a hug. Very special moment. Yeah. Very special moment.
And we know that B.J. Johnson was obviously so connected with the Basketball Without Borders Africa, of course, the camps. He attended every single camp since 2005. An extraordinary man indeed.
Yes, he was, and we can't talk too much about him. I'm going to bring him up more in the broadcast, Robbie. I hope you don't mind, because he is such a special person.
No, bring it on.
Such a special person. I should say, still impacting lives as Ben Romdan misses the layup. Literally. I get texts and emails about him every single day. So just an incredible person, B.J. Johnson.
There you go. And, well, we've got our own extraordinary journalist who is just a few meters away from us, of course, Usher, and she brings us the intel. What have you got for us, Usher?
Well, obviously, as you've said about B.J. Johnson, a legend in his own category, and obviously him being part of every Basketball Without Borders camp. And you can see it's really poetic justice that you have 6 players on the U.S. Monastir side that were part of the BW camps, and you can see how emotional they felt when they saw the picture on the big screen.
Marvelous moment, a really touching moment. Thank you, Usher, for that. We also had, I think it's at least 4 players on the rosters as well for the Zamalek team. So if eventually US Monastir make it to the final, it's not a done deal because it's a very tight encounter. Those 2 teams in the final will have lots of players from BWB, which is just, it's a major statement in itself.
Yeah,
but they're not through yet. The Patriots are still in it. Yeah,
the Patriots are, and that's a big deal for BJ. I know he's looking down on them because he's touched so many of these kids' lives, and he and his wife Claudette consider these kids their children. They're men now, but they're kids to them because you watch them grow up from BWB all the way now to the BAL, Robbie.
Oh, no, that's giving me goosebumps. I can tell you that, Lance. Oh, amazing. And there'll be loads more children coming through those ranks and get the opportunity to play basketball. There's no doubt about that. This is a legacy that's been rooted.
And there's Ramdan, the main man for Monastir. Look at the movement of the ball. That's just excellent movement, forcing the defense to adjust, and you get a wide open look. And Crawford, and guess what? A long rebound is gotten by Monastir.
That the clock is counting down, of course, the shot clock. That's a really good little opening that appeared there for Lahiani. And he doesn't make any mistakes. A 4-point lead here. It's time for Patriots to just try and chew back into that 4-point lead. Just not allow them to move away. And they've got to be methodical. They've got to be clinical. But they've also got to outwit this very intelligent team, US Monastir.
Yeah, it looks like they're not falling in any traps, trying to get a good shot every time.
And unable to get past Arakji there, and the round-the-back pass for Arakji to try and pick it up. There's a good opportunity now. It's 3 against 2. When the ball comes out, what can he do here? But the buzzer went earlier, and I'm not sure why.
Wow, that was a travel. He had every opportunity to go finish that. Kaji did. I don't understand why he held up. As you pointed out, he had numbers.
He did. It was 3 against 2.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're so good at math. I love that.
I'm not bad. I'm not bad.
I would say good.
But 3 against 2. It's only 5 players, you know, in a small area space. So it's not too bad. What's 157 times 1,024?
I think that's 1,000. What'd you say? I didn't hear you actually.
157 times 1,024.
Oh my God, that's going to take me a minute. I'll see you on your calculator.
I'm not
you put that calculator.
What are you talking about?
That was a Pinocchio.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm commentating. How can I get my calculator? I got no time for that.
And
we're calling a game, Lance.
Run the tape back. So you change the numbers on me. But what we have is a Patriots team. As we look at Dikembe Mutombo, a long
legend.
Yeah, and Victor Williams. I mean, look at that. Just some awesome royalty, as you put it. And I can't see, is he talking to, looks like Abdul Rahim, but I can't be sure. Can you help me there?
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. I mean, you know, we know who we've got who's in the house, of course, and Victor Williams, of course.
Maruna. He missed, sadly, the one free throw last night that it tied, or a couple of nights ago, I should say, that it tied the game and potentially put it into overtime.
We are blessed with the presence of basketball royalty, and this is fantastic because it just brings this last weekend of basketball action here for the inaugural Basketball Africa League really to a fantastic climax. And all of the participants and everybody involved, we can't stop praising them enough because we know exactly, you know, what they've done to make this possible, especially in the current climate, of course, with COVID.
Oh, well, I mean, you're right. It's with any endeavor, it starts at the top. And, I mean, just the BAL and the NBA and what they've done.
Bit of hustling between Costner and Slimane as the ball comes back out, but it's been picked up. It's a bad pass, isn't it, from Gasana? Just picked up very comfortably by Marcus Crawford. Slimane. Oh, that's a beautiful block there. But just crept over the sideline. So they're going to get the ball back, Monastir, but I think that it was really good work defensively. You can see that. Kenyon flicking the ball back. But just look at the initial block. That was sumptuous. That was really good stuff.
Yeah, that is exactly what I was talking about with these bigs being able to match Majo.
Oh, in she goes. It's a beautiful three-pointer there for Arachi.
Well, you got a little lull here offensively by the Patriots. They're going to need to bring some level of offense if they want to stay in this game.
Yeah, that means going for the rebounds, but not trying to get the better of Majok, which is easier said than done. Crawford gets the ball out wide. It's been picked up here. That's brilliant play. That is excellent play there to get themselves those points. Very important, Layani.
Yeah, Layani, this is big because he hadn't played a whole lot. Didn't play last game, but he looks ready this game.
Well, he's there again, isn't he? Arachi couldn't find the basket, but Layani was there. And that's a big, big score because it basically gives them, what, a 9-point lead? Timeout for the Patriots as we see the replay. But they've got to be very, very careful and not allow them to move ahead. And I think we're going to maybe take a small break. US Monastir, 25, Patriots, 14.
Dikembe!
I bet if we turn around, we could give him a wave, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure we can. Of course he will. Yeah, you do the job. You do such a good job. You can get his attention.
I don't know.
Hey, man, you can just jump on the table. Just jump on the table, man. Jump on the table.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Look at you. You got a wave. That's it. Yeah.
There we go.
Man, you're good. You know, some people are so talented. They say he's probably also selling the popcorn. You're selling the popcorn.
I can't do everything.
Well, you're calling the game. Look, you got Dika.
This is the moment. Come on, this is the moment.
Yeah, give him a round.
This is the moment.
Yeah. This is.
There we go.
He's done. Talk about communities. We're talking about threes for trees, and Dikembe has done so much on the continent, namely. In the Congo, he's done a lot with hospitals and just continues.
Gives it back.
Oh,
everything.
Beyond.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beyond gives it back. I mean, he's a true humanistic in his way of taking care of humans and caring about them, Robbie.
Humanitarian.
Yeah, exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth. Thank you.
We share. We're on the same wavelength. We surf that same wave. We do.
Silver Surfer.
There we go. Better than the Green Hornet. It's just the wrong Marvel comic. Heroes, we see an attempt for two there, coming back off from Crawford. Oh, that was a wonderful, interception, aerial interception there to flick the ball away. Otherwise, that would have been a score.
Yeah, he has been so good earlier in making his presence felt. I mean, that's a huge stop of a break. Just, he possibly could have caught that and turned it into a turnover for his team. But just to stop that break, he's been in every correct spot. It's a 9-0 run.
That's a run, isn't it?
Patriots have been stuck on 14 for quite a while. I mean, they cannot get a basket.
Well, 0 out of 6 for field goals. That's not a good ratio, is it? Here we go. Is Majok in the Middle gets the ball out. Actually, the little tip-in, they've been working on that, but it doesn't work on that occasion. It's a good chance. It's 3 against 3 if they can do something. That pass from Kasana, it was not ideal. Crawford.
Yeah, Didi's got to help. Kasana's got to be aware. How about that hustle by Majak? But also Didi's got to be aware as they go to a zone and play in this zone, the Patriots are, and try to force some jump shots.
Here he is, Majak. He's not going to go for 3 again, is he?
Majak, you told me you could shoot those.
Arachi!
He told me he could shoot them. Robbie, didn't he?
We'll pick his brains afterwards.
Yeah.
He's kind of telling the truth.
Yeah, you got to look at tape and you got to watch me.
There's a chance to try and get those points from out wide there, but it comes to nothing. Didi missing the target and not walking away with the goods. Crawford back to Arakchi.
Yeah, and there's absolutely nothing there offensively right now for the Patriots.
There's a chance for 3 out wide. Oh, my word. We can see that things are happening here. When they want to just light it up, they really go for goal, don't they?
Yeah, El Baruch, that was a great three-point shot. And if you're going to play a zone, you are inviting jump shots, but you still got to go locate people and get in front of them.
Yeah, this is concerning as well. To see how many, to see Costner just going in a little bit too hard. And
that's great ball movement there for the 3 ball from El Makrouf. But how about Lahani? He's been unbelievable with his impact on this game early.
Outrageous.
No, he's really been good. Monastir up 28-14 over the Patriots.
It's not bad. So we're back here at the Kigali Arena here in Rwanda. US Monastir leading by 14 points. The Patriots just slipping a little bit off the scoring radar. It's not a good signal. It's not a good sign. They've got to tighten things up. They've got a great coach who knows how to turn things around. But first of all, they need to get their hands on the ball, and that's the way to do it. That's the first little turnover that they've made, coming straight out of the little timeout. Oh. Not good enough.
Well, one of the issues for the Patriots is the ball goes long to Abada, and he's fouled. He'll get to the line, and Sagamba fouls him. But one of the issues offensively for the Patriots, Robbie, is they're not getting anything easy. If you notice, there's great floor balance defensively for Monastir. They're always back and in position, so you're not getting any easy layup, so everything has to go over the top with a jump shot. And then the other thing they have is that anchor in the back who has remained on the floor. I don't think he's gotten a rest, and if he has, there hasn't been much of one. That is Mujo. He's cleaned things up. Mr. Eraser Man. He erases things around the basket. So that, with floor balance, makes it really difficult to score the ball.
And they just lost the ball there because Prince Sibe didn't realize that Ben Romdan was just in his shadow, and he just knocked the ball out of his hands just when he went for the rebound. And there's another easy 2 points for US Monastir because it wasn't their play.
No, they got the rebound, and then they had a number of mistakes, including that last drive. Nobody rotated. And then another mistake. So now they're just mistake after mistake after mistake, Robbie, and it's costing them dearly as Abada gets the easy layup.
17 points scored in this quarter. How many points have the Patriots scored?
0.
It is 0.
Or you would say nil.
Nil. Nil point.
Yes. Someone's yelling in my ear. We're not making fun of anyone.
We're not making fun of anyone. We're telling it as it is.
And we're speaking all languages. But the Patriots,
there you go. There you go. Oh. Kasana. And that was important. That was a score that will actually sort of, all it takes is a couple of baskets and things turn around very quickly.
Well, as we talk about it, you need to stop this momentum right now because it is like an avalanche. coming down on you.
Majok for two inside. Oh, there he goes again, proving Lance Black's wrong. There you go.
That's exactly right. I didn't say he couldn't do it. I just said the last one that looked like that on the other side, he didn't take it.
You don't have to go on the defensive. I know. I'm with you.
You put me there, pal.
No, it's okay, but I'll bring you back. You know, it's okay. We'll just smooth it over the cracks.
I got it.
It's okay.
Costner with the step back three to lefty, misses, and who else? Majok.
There he is once again at the other end, of course. Very athletic. He's a wonderful athlete. In fact, if you actually look at what he actually does, he's already underneath the basket waiting to take the pass.
Well, these are pros. I hope he's being paid well because he has got the whole game in his hands right now, controlling both sides of the floor.
Whatever they do, well, they do it well. That rebound not taken. Kasana picks it up. Prince Ibeh making sure there was no mistakes and checking that there was no shadow behind him. There's a good opportunity. Oh, it's a delightful shot there. The triple goes in for Kenny Kasana. Timeout, of course, which makes sense.
Well, he comes off the screen. It was set by Ibeh and does the right thing. Shoots it right over the top of Majok.
Well, reduce the arrears to 16, Lance.
Well, and maybe the ball goes to that man, Gasana, a little more. Put him in pick and roll, put him in isolation because he's starting to heat up a little bit. And right now, the Patriots, Robbie, they desperately need buckets, as you know, and you like buckets. I know you do. We've talked about it.
How am I meant to react to that? I like buckets. Robbie likes buckets.
I'll tell you how to react to that. Give it to me, and then I'm going to give the assist to Usher because she wants to get into the conversation.
She wants to talk about buckets?
Yeah, and potentially
let's ask
buckets.
Her. Let's ask her. Usher, tell us about buckets.
Well, I want to tell you about buckets and why US Monastir have a 19-point lead. I see across the court there Thierry Kita, who is the team liaison for US Monastir, and he takes us back, Lance, to that conversation about Ubuntu and the togetherness and how important it is to play as a team. And you can see that from the players who are coming off the bench. They're bringing good energy. Wael, Arakji, you have Firas as well, and they're supplementing that to what Majok and Ben Romdan have to offer.
Thanks very much, Usher. We just saw the images of Masai Ujiri, who's, of course, the Toronto Raptors president, general manager, friend of yours.
Absolutely.
As I said, we have, like, basketball royalty here, and including Usher. Usher is basketball royalty.
Absolutely, including Robbie.
Lance Blacks, we're all together. We're in this together.
I'm with you all. Ubuntu. I am because you are.
Here we go. And Monastir trying to hit back. They conceded a few points in the last few plays. And there's the foul that's been drawn by Arakji. I think it's Kenny Kasana, isn't it, who picked up the foul, I believe? No, it's Prince Ibeh, who's just picked up his third foul. We're not even at the halfway stage, but we've only got 42.6 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Monastir does such a good job of handling the ball, and you'll notice when they have it on offense, it is very hard to speed them up and get them in a rush, which is why you don't see a lot of turnovers. See a lot of trips to the free throw line as well as good shots as Ibeh takes a seat and Bush comes in the game. But that's going to be one of the challenges as we move forward, Robbie. The Patriots are going to have to figure out if and how they speed Monastir up as they look to get a basket here late in the second quarter.
Well, look at the very aggressive defense here from Monastir, but there's a little bit of space out wide and a good chance for three! And that was the triple that they needed, and it poured in beautifully there. And you can just see that that is the kind of score that they need to get their confidence back. But a brilliant play coming in from Didi.
Yeah, the best you can ask for is follow that up with a defensive stop and go figure it out at halftime. You do not want to give up a basket here.
Yeah, and it's Kenya against South Sudan. This is a great opportunity. It's 3 against 1. They go, oh no! The pass there from Didi, not in the right direction, goes out of bounds, and a little bit of a, well, negative mark after a couple of good plays that could have really given that extra bit of confidence to the Patriots, but they trail by 15. It's a little bit better than it was earlier before, but still, it's half-time.
Didi, all he had to do was just glance right up at the clock. It's okay to go quick. You don't want to rush. Like you're good at being quick. You're never in a rush. He got in a rush, didn't look at the clock, panicked, and threw the ball out of bounds. You can't afford that against a Monastir team, but he did get the 3. They're down. Little quick math, 15 by my math. 22 Patriots, 37 Monastir. Hey, everybody, Robbie and I are going to take a break. Stay with us. We'll be back in 15.
Well, it's time to enter the realm of this second half. In the second semi-final, of course, Zamalek, well, finally crushing Petro Luanda to book their place in the final. US Monastir, 15 points ahead of Patriots. And Usher is going to not just talk about buckets, she's going to tell us about something else, maybe spades. Buckets and spades, I don't know, seaside, I don't know, what have you got for us?
Well, thank you very much, Robbie. But just to point out, you know, that Majok Ater is here representing so many countries: South Sudan, Australia, Lebanon, who he plays for at national team level. But very important to also know that he's the most traveled player in this tournament, having played in 13 leagues across the world.
It's incredible, isn't it? Thanks, Asha. Lil Deng, of course, who is also, I think, the president of South Sudanese basketball, and also head coach of the national team. And we know him from back in the UK, of course, but an incredible person who also plays such an integral part in the evolution and the progress of basketball in some of these countries. And South Sudan has been through quite a lot over the past few years, of course, as we know.
Yeah, and that's not ceremonial. He's passionate about it as Arakji knocks down the 3 ball. But Luol Deng, he and Amadou Gallo Fall are similar in their passion, not only for the continent, but their actual homeland, South Sudan, with Amadou, Senegal. And it's awesome to be around them and see that passion.
Oh, that was... Look at what he did there, Majok, and Bush is down on the ground, which is not great, but there is that man once again, and Majok really flying the flag now for his US Monastir team. He goes back down to see if Bush is okay, then that's a nice gesture indeed.
Yeah, Robbie, we're not going to glaze over that one. He made both plays on either end of the floor. He is like the Green Hornet as Dene misses the shot from the top of the key. Wow, and then Costner gets fouled by Sleiman. But wow, both ends of the floor. Watch this young man first a block. Ooh, I don't know, but coming back the other way, the big fella runs, catches, and dunks. And then he goes back to the other end and checks on Bush. He's like you. He's doing everything, including selling popcorn today.
Popcorn for the front row viewers. 42.
I don't even know if they're selling popcorn, but if they're not, they're doing it now with you two in this building.
You can have popcorn at home if you want.
Okay.
You can. Here is Costa trying to drop in a pair of points, but he misses the second. It's been picked up by Arakji, who's running the show. He's the chef d'orchestre, as they say in French. Slimane getting the ball back out to Majok. Here he is. El Mabrouk drops the ball into the hands of the danger man in the paint. Back out to Arakji, goes for 3, and the ball's been just knocked out of the hands of Kenny Kasana. They'll get it back, of course, and but that 20-point difference is not a healthy scoreline, is it really? You need to chew into it, but you also got to win those rebounds.
Well, yeah, you've also got to clean up a lot of these statistics. I mean, 20 points off turnover, 22 points in the paint. They're giving up just too much easy stuff. 13 points off the bench. I mean, it's an arsenal of people and plays, and there's Majok again with the block.
This is the play. This is play-by-play.
Nice work, guys in the truck showing that again with Majok getting work done on either end as Kasana misses the 3 ball, and Majok, of course, comes up with it as Arakji gets him quickly into some offense in the front court, Robbie.
Yeah, here we go with Arakji, just waiting for Slimane. Look at him. He is just, he's got an insatiable desire to run. He gets knocked off his feet there, and, well, I think the call has been made. Arakji coming over to help him out. he was being hounded a little bit by Didi.
And earlier you asked me about the coaches and what they talked about, and one of the things was this, trying to stop the drive. And they feel like this team is really good at sharing the ball, which they are. And Coach Major wants to stop the drive so they don't have people to kick to shoot jump shots and or finish.
Yeah, like the likes of Ben Romdan, of course. They're all really dangerous at what they do, and they do have a multitude of options as the shot clock goes down to 0, and a wasted opportunity there for Monastir. They just took their foot off the accelerator for a moment.
They fell asleep at the wheel, which is not characteristic of this ball club. They really do a good job taking care of the ball.
But the moment you see a lapse in concentration like that, Lance, you've really got to take advantage. And as you said, Major has worked. He's gone through the drills as Costner goes for 3. And that is sensational there from the big man.
Yeah, and he was shooting that as it was in the air, meaning he knew it was going up and going up quick. He's a stretch big. Actually, also Bush sometimes is a stretch big, but especially big fellow who knocks down, Costner, who knocks down the 3 ball.
Elmar Brook going for a dive. That's a soft touch, and the ball comes back out. It's into the hands of Arakji. They play slick basketball, of course, around the perimeter. Ball comes back out to Ben Romdan. Mid-range shot. No, he gets it out to the left. Elmar Brook, there's the shot, and there's the 3 points, and that's the way to do it. Every single time, they just find a way out, just when you think they're being closed down and shut out.
Well, it's a little thing, but Ben Romdan, it was on time and on target. Coaches know what I mean, and they like that, as Sleeman holds Bush on the screen. But what I mean, well, you see it right there as he grabs him around the waist, and I love the look. He kind of looked at me, looked at the ref like you looked at me when you grabbed your calculator after asking me about the numbers.
I didn't pick up the calculator.
No, just knocks down the 3.
There's a look across. I think he was looking at you at that point.
That's exactly how you were looking.
Oh, stop it. That's not the look. Come on, you're playing silly games now, Lance Banks. The ball comes back out. They're going to push forward. They're going to try to make and find inroads. It comes back out. Didi getting the big man there, Prince Ebay, but he can't hawk it over. And there's still a chance to try and scramble, but no, it's well won there by no one else but the main man, of course, who is Majok, who is on fire tonight. Round the back pass to Ben Romdan. Or he gets rid of the defender, and it's an easy layup. You see how they just he just allowed that boulevard to open up. It's like, make way, I'm coming through. Yalla, 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 in she goes. Yeah. And then you've got not Wahed, you got Etne points, which is 2 in Arabic.
Okay, or how about dos?
That's going to be Spanish. You're good at Spanish.
I bet I can say.
Way go.
What about Keto?
Cuatro.
Ketu, Hungarian.
Oh, that's a little bit different.
Okay.
Caught me off guard. Didn't expect that. That came that you blindsided me there. You flanked me on the side.
You didn't know I could speak Hungarian. I can count.
That was a round the back pass. That was.
Well, you did it to me.
A blindsided.
That was a number counter punch.
I was blindfolded.
Yeah, as Arakji gets the ball and comes off the screen, Majok. Isolation against Gasana, gets in the lane and puts it up high off the glass. That's why I say NBA people are looking or should be looking at this guy. This is one of 2 or 3 that I think could possibly do some damage on a roster in the States, Robbie.
He finds solutions in very awkward positions, and that makes for a very good ball player. This is good play from Prince Ebay, getting the better of Majok on that occasion. Going back to Arakji, he does have a fine skill set. He can get past the big men, and I think that's a great sign of a great basketball player. When you have a solution and you can use your skill set to get away from the big defenders, then that's a talent.
Yeah, it is a talent, and then you can finish as Ebay looks as if he's dumbfounded about what happened there. He was slow to come over and help. There was a collision near the rim, but yeah, back to Arakji. Not only can he get around people, but he can finish. He plays with a great pace, and he has the confidence of a lion in the bush as Monastir leads big, 49-27. Patriots trail.
So we've got lots of players who've hit a few points, but not too many players on the scoreboards for the Patriots yet. And, well, we're going to see what Slimane can do here, of course. It's all in the head. Alan Major, it's all in the head. Can you get back? Can you clamber back? 23 points.
Usher, can they clamber back?
Well, things are looking very difficult for the Patriots, but the Rwandan fans can be very happy seeing Sano Gasana on the court right now, a product of the youth structure of basketball here in Rwanda.
Yeah, I just a question. What about Aristide Mugabe? Well, why hasn't he not come onto the court yet?
Well, it's been a little bit of a complicated decision for Coach Alan Major. He's not been able to get some balance up front with his guards. He's tried out Jean-Jacques Wilson, Jose Numukiza. He's tried out Seda Sagamba. He's tried out Aristide Mugabe. Things are not working out. He needs a leader up front, and I hope that he can give Aristide another chance to come back into this game and inspire his team.
Yeah, no, it's a good call, and thanks for that, Tasha. Always so valuable with her inputs, of course. This is Monastir with Crawford getting the ball out to Slimane. Look at the passes out to that man Habari, and then out to that man Mashok, who's unable to get anything. But the rebounds, no defense, no win.
Yeah, just holes everywhere in this balloon that the Patriots are trying to carry. Rebounds, giving up easy baskets as the trip happens by Gayaza, on the drive. So Costner will get a couple of free throws. But Robbie, the Patriots have a huge mountain to climb to even get close. And not only because of the numbers, but also because of who they're playing against. As Majak takes a break. I mean, this is just a well-oiled machine, Monastir.
No, they are indeed. And Tunisia relishes and revels in sport. They love their basketball, of course. They're famed for their soccer, football. But basketball is big. Monastir is a big basketball town, of course, just on the coast. And you know, they've worked hard to get where they are. And you can understand exactly. You produce such quality players, and a lot of them play for the Tunisian national teams. You see Crawford jump for two. It's an institution, it is. Lance Blancs, they won the 2019 Tunisian Championship, beating Rades, and rose to the top since the late 90s, basically. So playing some really good basketball over time, founded about since 1959. So you can do your mathematics there, Lance.
Yeah, and 5 of these guys joined Monastir from their rival El Zara to play in the BAL, so they've loaded up with the highest level of talent from that country for this team, and have come together in a very impressive way here as the Cinderella story is starting to look not so great, as Costner misses and Bush gets a rebound, misses, and gets his own rebound.
Ball comes out to Didi. It's a chance now to try and go for 3. That's not a bad effort indeed. A sumptuous drop in there from that man who has been working so hard out wide. Didi. Jean-Jacques.
Boy, you're good. You are good. You don't make turnovers, man. You clean that up so nice. Yeah, Jean-Jacques is the one. Then Gayazi misses the easy layup. Jean-Jacques gets it to Costner and gets it back. Tries another 3, Robbie, and misses this one short.
Yeah, that was unlucky. That was, I'm like a twitching owl. I am sort of, with my head turning around.
Well,
360.
Well, you're allowed. You covered me. You got the humanitarian out of me.
I think it was already in there, Lance, to be honest with you. Oh, Crawford for 3. The trees are raining down, if you can say that.
Yeah, you can say that.
You can't say that.
You can say the trees are raining down, and because now the dunks are laying down as Layani gets the steal and makes his presence felt.
It's another big score. How on earth? What on earth? How is this possible? Now it's it's turning into a festival of three-pointers, which is remarkable. It's great for the trees, but the scoreline still for US Monastir, 53 seconds before the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, they're employing their exchange program where they're exchanging buckets. You can't do that as Layani misses the three ball. You've got to get some stops if you're the Patriots. If you want to get back in this game, got to be a little stingy at this point in the game, Robbie.
Yeah, his Bushwhammer Kotau, he's unable to do anything with that. Crawford takes the ball up court. There's a 3-against-2 scenario, and Layani has the ball here. You can see that Abada's dispossessed. He has a chance for three. It's another three! US Monastir, they're making us dream of trees, but not just trees, but also threes. This is sensational basketball. This is Lance Blanks. We're having a, well, we're having an fine time here in Kigali.
Yeah, we are, and so is Monastir. They are having a run of their life. Lahani, he steals it, carries it a little bit, and with the nice finish.
Costner attempts a late three, but it's not going to happen. US Monastir, the Giants of Tunisia, well, they're on the throne at the moment. 65 points. Kings of North Africa for the moment. 33 points for the Patriots, who are finding it quite complicated to put up a courageous fight against the team that are tagged as the favourites to go all the way. 65-33. Small break, back for the fourth quarter. Basketball Africa League here in Kigali. It's semi-final time. It's the start of the fourth quarter. 65-33. They've pushed away. The boats left the port, and they're in a very fine position indeed. And well, we can going to go across to Asha. Asha, your thoughts?
Well, it's been a messy situation for the Patriots so far. They've allowed US Monastir to settle into this game and score 30 points from turnovers. That is something they want to correct in the last quarter. Can they do it? It's a lot of work on stake. But your person, Aristide Mugabe, is on the court. Will he deliver?
That's a good question. I just want to ask you, what do you make of this, being coming from Uganda, being African, seeing all of the personalities that we've actually got here? Do you sometimes think, crikey, this is massive, this is absolutely massive, the Basketball Africa League? What are your thoughts on it?
Well, as a young girl who played basketball growing up, I can say this is massive. First of all, the arena, the Kigali Arena, 10,000-seater here in East Africa. It means so much, not only for Rwanda as a country, but the region and also the entire continent. Speaking to the players throughout the tournament, it's been incredible. All of them are saying this is what we deserve. And when you see the amount of guests that are here, the VIPs watching this game, it just tells you that the BAL is changing the face of African basketball.
Well, we're blessed to be part of this indeed, Asha. Thank you very much for your input, and it's great. It really is. Lance Blanks, we talked so many times. We'll get back to the action in a second. I think that, you know, we can just stray away momentarily just to talk about basketball without borders. Of course, it's an incredible project, and BJ Johnson was obviously, you know, one of the founding members, if you like, who was very well connected to that. A great believer in bringing this project to the fore. And maybe you've got something you'd like to say about BJ.
I appreciate that. Before I talk about BJ, who deserves a ton of space because of his commitment as Didi misses a long jump shot, I need to clean something up a little bit. A few minutes ago, we looked at Dikembe Mutombo, and we were trying to figure out who he was with. He was with DJ Mbenga, who is also NBA royalty, if you will, who's come here, his home continent of Africa, to watch basketball. But back to B.J. Johnson, just his commitment to the BAL, the Basketball Africa, the Amadou Gallo Fall, and the entire NBA family. It just goes without saying. It's Costner knocks down the three ball. As big as you've ever seen from someone. And we had him doing and talking to all of the teams on a Zoom call, and he literally started crying. That was part of that video we just saw a few minutes ago. That's how passionate he was about Africa and about what the BAL was to come. And so his sweat is in this day, and it's in this moment because of his commitment. He came over many years with his wife, Claudette, and they just loved the kids. He loved training and working them out. And it's just, it's amazing to see and emotional for me. So he's dearly missed around the world, and his impact will be felt forever.
Oh, it's a very fine homage to B.J. Johnson, and you know, and all of the personalities involved in making this possible, but also all of the different projects that we mentioned before, starting with Seed back at the start of the noughties, of course, in Dakar. It's incredible, and we applaud that, and we hope that this legacy continues for a very, very long time. So brilliant stuff, Lance. Thanks very much. Back to the action, 68-36, and a one-sided affair, unfortunately. We wanted to see Alan Major try and get his men to fight valiantly. The interesting thing is that ever since Aristide Mugabe has come on, he's hit 2 field shots and nailed them, which basically means that in the space of, you know, a short amount of time, he's actually found points. Why wasn't he playing a little bit earlier?
Well, that's a great question. I have to believe it had to do with matchups and who was guarding who. And I mean, it's kind of easy for me to sit over here and second guess that. I think Coach Major has done a great job, Robbie, in getting this team to this point. Mugabe obviously made some big shots. He's part of getting them here. And I mean, it's a situation where matchups change at times. I mean, we're looking at a guy, Lahani here. He didn't play.
He didn't play.
Right. And
just didn't play.
And then now he's making a huge impact on this game. So coaches have their reasons for doing things, and you have to trust that. And what the Patriots have done, even with this big lead, I mean, they shouldn't be holding their heads. This is a phenomenal Monastir team. And to me, they are the Cinderella story of the BAL because of how far they've gotten.
No, it's wonderful, and you know, I think that it's always interesting to have a home team, you know, fly the flag at a home event and try and do something, and they've held their head up very high. It's been admirable what they've actually achieved, and you know, who knows, maybe next year they'll come back and they'll go even further, because you know, this is a young team that have only been around since 2014, so lots of fun score there. And
Marnui on the finish at the rim.
So yeah, just to give the Patriots the credit that they deserve, and the coach Alan Major coming in and working his magic with his team. They deserve to be here.
Right down the lane. These guys are so good, Monastir, at finishing around and over bigs. Robbie, they do a great job of getting it up high on the glass and avoiding the block shots.
In a big way, in a big way. There's a chance for 3, but it just comes off the metal from Didi. Ball back out, Mugabe back to Didi. Gets rid of Layani very well. It's a mid-range shot, and it's a fine, fine shot indeed. The 2 go up on the scoreboard, and well, they close in on the 40-point mark, but it's still a big, massive lead that they've got, Monastir. Layani, crikey, he is just a nuisance.
Well, what's the next level up in the nuisance? He is relentless in his aggression. He's involved in all the plays just about this Monastir team. It's amazing the depth of their bench, Robbie. It's really incredible.
No, it's as if they've got like 25 players, you know, on the bench, and not the 12 that you're allowed. You keep on seeing these players. Oh, we haven't seen him for a while. Oh, and then all of a sudden he's like scoring 3 or 4 baskets. Layani, as you said, didn't play. Now here he is. He's playing the game of his life, and he's basically knocking on the door to be one of the starting 5 players in the final.
Yeah, and Layani, he's so comfortable having not played in the last game. I mean, you would think that he would be a little bit out of rhythm, but He's not. He's been incredibly impactful. Even there on the defense, stopping the drive, which turned into a turnover. Abada puts it.
Well, it was two against one on that occasion, wasn't it, Lance? But they still couldn't land the points.
Yeah, Marnau, he lost it, but then he gets the possible turnover.
That was a little bit of a fumble on both sides. Good opportunity there, Didi, trying to produce the up and under. Rolling it back up, but finally it's just a foul that's been drawn. The points still don't go in, but 2 shots on the free throw line.
Yeah, just a mountain that I don't know that'll be able to be climbed for these Patriots as they again kind of look at this clock get too deep into the 4th period. Robbie, it's you hate to see any of these teams go home after all of the work that they put in, obviously not only to get here, but once they were here, quarantining and protocols and practices and the injuries, just hard to watch.
Well, listen, I think that it's just a great experience, isn't it? And, you know, you want experience of the highest order. Magic back on. Oh, the step back shot there coming in to take their tally to 75. He can do pretty much everything. We talked about that with him, didn't we, Lance?
Well, yeah, at the beginning of the game when the Patriots had the lead, I thought eBay would give a little more or be able to combat him a little more as Kaji throws it away. Ends up in another layup. Marnau.
Yeah, he's another player who's come off the bench who's now racking up some points.
I mean, where are they pulling these guys from?
I don't know. There's a tunnel around the back behind the bench. They're just like coming. They're queuing up. They're just there's a direct tunnel from Tunisia. I get the impression. Here they go again.
Yeah, I mean, can you say sumptuous bench? Because that's your word or the word of the day. I mean, can you say that for the bench?
I mean, you can. I would probably say that it is
deep bench.
Right, it's always going to be a deep bench.
Extreme bench.
I would just say that's the biggest bench that I've ever seen. It's an unfathomable bench.
Unfathomable?
Yes.
Unfathomable.
In the bubble.
In the bubble.
Unfathomable
in the bubble. Yeah. Okay. I like it. Man, I love it. You're good, man. Sometimes you're T2, man. You're Mr. Tongue Twister. You love throwing the tongue twisters my way. But you know what?
Is that a Marvel comic hero?
No, that's the see, I tell you what, I'm going to take a break. You give me some more TTs, tongue twisters. Monastir up huge.
It started on the 16th of May, and the quest is for that trophy. The team that wants to lift that trophy, well, they're on show tonight, but we also saw a team earlier today who managed to get themselves into the final. Zamalek really they out-wrestled, didn't they, really? Petro de Luanda, one of the giants of Angola, of course, to put themselves in that position. 77-44. Can we have a little chat with Usher quickly with 4 minutes to go, if that's possible? Usher, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you well. Obviously, the score does not suggest that the Patriots have a way back into this one, but their fans can definitely be very proud of their performance tonight, and also the fact that the Patriots were representing the entire East African region.
Yeah, we're very happy and privileged to be here and to be hosted by Rwanda, of course, who have been a wonderful country to allow us to come here and do our stuff with the Basketball Africa League. Very honoured indeed. Now, Lance Blanks, as we see Prince Ibeh going up for 2 to make it 79-43 with 3:20 left on the clock. They've just pulled on a guy who hasn't played any time, so he's come off the bench. Where did he come from? Buri.
Again, as another 3 gets rain, Buri, I saw him warming up. And again, I just think they're just going and grabbing guys and cleaning them up. And it's working. Because, to your point earlier, they haven't let off the gas pedal.
I mean, it's absurd, the depth. It's absolutely incredible. Really, really impressive indeed. So we're in a situation where we understand that they really do mean serious business, and logically, and I don't think that we're going to deny the fact that they are going to play Zamalek in the final. Look at the teamwork there. Layani. It's going to be a big North African battle, isn't it, between two nations who love to have bragging rights over each other. Egypt against Tunisia in the final of the Basketball Africa League. I'm not officially saying it just yet. I'm just saying that, you know, it's pretty much sorted as we look at the game summary to understand exactly what's been going on. 16 steals to 2, Lance. I think we can most definitely say that, well, there's been a bit of afternoon robbery taking place on the court.
Oh yeah, there's not really a lot you can glean from that other than Monastir just really did a Monastir on the Patriots. If you can accept that as a description of how well they play. They're just very efficient, again, well-oiled machine, and have guys coming from
where? From where?
Jaziri, I mean, just I'll tell you what, you put the uniform on, you get it done. Robbie, you should jump out there. I mean, it's amazing.
What, do you think I could even do that?
Well, if you put that uniform on,
yeah, maybe.
You definitely got to put the uniform
the white gear on, because if I don't... Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying...
Lance, it's okay. You can say it. Tell it like it is.
I like you with your calculator.
Yeah.
I like you with your tongue-twisting words. I don't like you out there without the jersey on, is what I'm saying.
I'm gonna mull over what you just said there, Lance, and I'll get back to you on that.
It's a jersey.
It is just a jersey. Okay, all right. But what would it be? Tongue twister on what number would I be? Tongue twisters coming on. Another Marvel comic hero.
You'd be 000 because you got to do things different. There's a 00. You'd be 000.
All right, I'll go for that. That sounds good. Here they go once again. Buri gets the ball out wide to Crawford trying to drop it in. Comes off the metal, picked up by Mugabe, and the arms went up. And of course, the gesture by the referee means that there's a defensive foul there coming in, and for Mugabe, who ever since he came on, lads, he's actually been playing some fantastic basketball. And again, you said that the coach was working his, tactics, but he's looked good since he came on. That's all I'm saying. I can't criticize a coach. He knows a little bit more than me. Usher, save me.
Yeah, Usher, can we get a bell out here, please?
Well, Lance, I'll say that I'm pretty impressed with U.S. Monastir. They came into this tournament as title favorites, and here they are on the way to the final, and you have to give it up to them. They've been unbeaten so far in the tournament. They deserve to be here. The quality speaks for them, and also the teamwork, unlike you two over there.
No, this is teamwork. I mean, it's banter teamwork, Usher.
That's it, banter.
Banter.
Oh, you're not speaking with a Hungarian accent again. They're going to give us the numbers countdown. What's 152 in Hungarian?
It's 85 points for US Monastir and 46 for Patriots. And, well, we don't have much time left on the clock. It's all about finishing off on a high, get some points. But the ball's just been pinched out of the path of that man there, whose name is Marnaoui.
I'll tell you what, I am going to be over here excited to watch this final that we're going to get to see with Zamalek and Monastir. Look at the excitement from the Monastir fans. They come here in a big way. It's a small group amongst a lot of Patriot fans.
Yeah, it's definitely that, and why not make some noise? The thing is that Tunisia, as I said, a wonderful country. They'll be celebrating this, across the capital, Tunis, to Monastir, wonderful place, of course. And they've also got a wonderful amphitheater in El Gem, which is basically the same size as the Colosseum in Rome. Absolutely. So that's where they get their gladiator from, of course, so it makes sense as we see another attempt at 3 coming in from Jaziri that just goes on the wrong side of the rim. Taken up court, and we're into the last minute now. You can see that Didi's trying to work his magic. Tightly marked, ball comes back out. Battle continues. Kagame, of course, trying to get past Buri. Goes for the three-pointer. Doesn't come off the boards. Back down and secured safely by Jadziri. Another three-point effort. Falls off his feet as he retreats, having released the ball. Comes to nothing.
I think we're going to get a final group, pal. The clock winds down. They've conceded.
Well, the Tunisian fans there are just celebrating, and the final whistle has been blown. And that's the end of it, isn't it? 80. No, sorry.
They're going to force.
Oh, they're going to 5-point
there was
one.
Yeah, there was a clock differential. They're going to make the guys take it out.
There we go.
As Bush kissed the BAL logo.
That's a statement in itself, isn't it?
It is. I mean, you see moments in what guys are doing. That's a statement, too. That's a lot of respect between two very good coaches, Robbie. And you said it right with Bush for the Rwanda Patriots going down in a push-up position and kissing the floor here. And to me, that sums up what this has been about. Obviously, Monastir had a magical performance today against a very good Rwanda Patriots team, but this has been golden. And there's been a lot of kisses blown, not only to this country, but this event in the BAL and what they've done here to get these final two teams to match up for a championship.
We're very privileged to have one of those players, one of those